Okay, video walk around 1987 Volkswagen Scirocco, Mini Cooper Blue on the bottom. It's just got a bunch of mods. It's got a Scirocco mono wiper from an earlier Mark I Scirocco. It's got DTM cup mirrors. It's got a Rider rear wing, European bumpers, European headlights. Pretty much, as you can see, the tags are still good. Well, that won't matter if it's going to Hawaii. Definitely needs to be detailed. It's pretty dirty, but straight all the way around. It's never been in any kind of accident. Door handles are shaved. So this is actually a newer, not the first door alarm it had. It's made by Auto Lock. This is a newer version. I updated it a few years ago. So the main one is the driver's door. So you can hear it pop. You can see it's open already. Just like so. I'll show you again. Easy as that. And then passenger side is a little button right here. Just like that. Yeah. Super reliable. I went with that because it's tried and true from hot rods. And I just like the clean body lines. What else? So no wiper, rear wiper at all. That's just extra components that can go wrong. No gutter rails. These are actually been fiberglassed in. Actually, not fiberglassed in, welded and then fiberglassed in. So done right, along with the door panels. These are fully fiberglassed in. Yeah. So before we get to the engine, turn her over. Fans going. Just like that. So the one light you'll see right there is the battery light, and it comes on because it has a lightened pulley on the crank, the lower crank. And so the alternator is not actually working until you rev it up to 3,000 RPM. So real quick, and now the alternator kicked on. So that's the only really trick. Yeah. And that was a cold start. You can see that the temperature gauge is not even coming up to a warm temperature yet. It actually runs really cold. I can explain that. And it idles fine, even though it has cams. You can see a little RPM from the cams, but it idles great. Pop the hood. Real quick. Scirocco seats. Leather in the back. And they're actually the split ones, which are really rare. And then this is pretty dirty under here. I need to clean this all out, but one of the reasons it runs so cold is because I have a oil cooler, and you can see the lines right there. So it's not an oil warmer, it's an oil cooler. But that's a 50 millimeter, really rare intake, only on the European cars. And then very simple belt setup. So no power steering, just alternator, and that's it. Yeah, it's rock solid. Everything's been gone through. Has a bigger 24 master brake cylinder, so it has amazing stopping capability. I didn't go too extreme on the brakes. I just upgraded the pads and the rotors, along with the rears as well. And then one thing I never got around to doing is the trunk. It's still like the original color. So underneath you got that Scirocco silver, but it's all here. It's a really fun car to drive. I would say when you drive it, you got to get used to the power. It can be a bit torque steery, so at slow speeds, if you try to gun it, the steering wheel will pull you in the direction that you're going. So you got to be careful. Other than that, after you get the hang of driving this car, it's a blast. I've never had really any issues with this car. I pretty much went through the whole car, and the linkage is a little sloppy, and the sunroof is pretty much non-operational. Other than that, yeah, I mean, sad to see it go, but I got kids, so you gotta make decisions on where your priorities are in life sometimes.